again. What's up, YouTube? How are you doing? I hope you're doing great after we finally exited the range. How do you feel about that? No? After the live stream yesterday, where the probabilities were nicely geared towards the upside, we tried hard to find a bearish scenario, right? But that scenario would eventually lead to either a longer range and then we can reassess probabilities later, or just move up, and we moved up. So that's very, very nice. The bullish scenarios were definitely having the benefit of the probabilities, and now we are ranging at 44.7k. So what's up? How you doing? I'm doing very well. Love to see it. So good to have you here. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, so we are going to cover Elliott Waves today. I will include the daily scenarios in this particular live stream as well, because that is relevant to the local scenarios that we have and this move towards the upside, and the question of how high will it go, right? We are ranging now for a little bit, so that is good to see. Always good to have a range after some impulsivity, which is what I always say in the videos as well, is that if price is pushing either up or down, wait for a range to form and then we can reassess the probabilities, right? But I will cover the higher time frames, and then I will also just zoom into the lower time frames. While the countdown was ongoing, I was organizing my folders here, and I didn't yet finish. So at the beginning, before I start my analysis, I first have to quickly organize these couple of folders here, put them in the right place so that I have a nice story to tell to you, talk to you about, of course, Elliott Wave related. So 1 second, and then I jump into the chat to say hi. Are we gonna use no, this is not relevant. Close. Let's see, are we gonna use the volume profile? Nah. Okay, yes, we do. We will. I gotta make sure to have a nice presentation for you. That's basically what it is, almost like with these folders. It's almost like a PowerPoint type of presentation. No, I do want to cover this stuff now because of what is happening locally. This one is always good to have. The monthly gap. I spoke about that one in the morning video. And where is? Oh, here it is. Oh wait, no, I want to keep this one. I am gonna organize this. Tuck behind there. Look at me structuring the content for all of you here. And then we have the bull, so put that one there. Okay, I think we are sorted, no? Yeah. Cool, very nice, very nice. Okay, ready, set, almost go. Let's say hi. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Hangover USDT, did I just see that? Mark. No. I don't have a hangover USDT, but if you would ask Ashley, then I'm afraid she is hangover/USDT at the moment. So it was a good evening. We had dinner in Amsterdam at the, I don't know, Hoxton. I think the Hoxton Hotel. Great restaurant there. And then we went to a karaoke bar. Now, I'm not too fond of karaoke and I'm not really a party person, but I definitely enjoyed the show. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I of course we were home late, and this morning I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get up at 6 a.m. to make a video for 7 a.m. I was like, I know I need my sleep, because else I'm not sharp in my Elliott Waves, you know. So, and as I updated my banner on YouTube as well, it now says morning video. So I was like, well, it doesn't say 7 a.m. It says morning. So if I upload a video at 10 or something, it's still morning. So I was like, yeah, I need a few hours, and then wake up and start the whole analysis stuff. So yeah, we good. I'm good. Welcome, Lucas, Mark. What's up? Wade, welcome. Dealey, how you doing? Let me share this in some Discord. Thanks, Mark. Mark, always the cheerleader, always the marketing guy. Marketing, by the way. Yo, that's a great pun. I should remember that one. Marketing. Davey, welcome. Bitcoin up or down? Well, we're going to talk about probabilities because no one knows if it goes up or down, but we can at least reassess the probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view, which is what we will do. Welcome, Skywalker. How are you doing? Dev, welcome. Good evening. Good evening for you. Good afternoon for us in the Netherlands here. I hope you enjoyed last night. It's nice. By the way, everyone, I really appreciated that you know that I was in Amsterdam last night, and that you write about it here as well. Because of course I did write a community post on it, but I'm kind of sure not everyone sees it. And at least it creates the expectation, or at least I hope that people then understand that I don't upload a video at 7 a.m. because, you know, I'm knackered. I want to sleep a little longer. But yeah, last night was cool. Absolutely. Pixel, welcome. David, 46 down to 28. 46, 47 is important resistance. Absolutely. Preferably you first actually go down to the like 41k area, 41 before going to 46 preferably. But still, if you go to 46, 47, there's big resistance there. There's the wave C target area there and the potential for a wave 3 down. But it's too early to call, which I'll talk about it, right? We go through all the different scenarios. We're just chatting. Hi, Flotty must have joined the chat as well. Morning, maybe a band-aid. Welcome. If history repeats itself, it has been till this point. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, right? Sick days are fun days. Today, the Peanut and Harry Potter 1/7. Tomorrow, Lord of the Rings. Holy shit. Lucas, you're still sick, man. That sucks. But it seems like you got some nice content to watch outside of Elliott Waves here. Kevin, welcome. Mr. Seep, what's up? How you doing? Went into a long trade when we reached about 46% up as of now. Nice. Make sure to manage it well, Hamid Reza. Like, all right, like getting into profit, that's only step 1, right? Step 2 is knowing your target, knowing your plan. What's your plan? What's your target? What are your TPs? Where's your exit? Right? So don't go into a high mentally, trading psychology-wise, that you become either greedy or you're so accelerated or excited, like, oh shit, you know, they got a big profit, almost 50% up, that you forget to follow your plan. As of course you should have a plan with TPs and stuff. I've been there in the past where I was so excited, I was up so much, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stretch it a little bit more, I'm gonna move my TP just a few, you know, $100 and whatnot to the upside, and then eventually it turns around, of course. But make sure to stick to your plan. Congrats on your trade as well. Tarmir Puri, welcome. How are you doing? Christian, John, what's up? Sharing all his knowledge in the group. Sing us a song. There's no way. That's not my style. I would even prefer doing it in a karaoke bar for like 8 people than in front of 72 people here. Oh man. Amsterdam was great. Yeah, we had a good time. You choose the best night to go out. First time some volatility in the week. Thanks. Yeah, I know. I would have loved to actually live stream as well, but it's the way it is, no? It's the way it is. UPS announce what's up name. Flotty, welcome. 50k soon. We are en route to 50k, but we have something to say before we hit 50k, of course. Koen's karaoke channel. Yeah, I'm going to be an artist. You turn into the Hulk and the banner green is good. Thanks, Skywalker. I don't yet have the body. I need to pump more weights. So I'm working on it. Adrian, welcome as well. How you doing? Cheese, what's up? Can we also get left and right probabilities after the up and down? Yes, but I'm already able to talk to you about the probabilities for left or right, because I actually think you provided a signal recently, John, and it was a signal for the probabilities of going left or right. And I think the signal was that there's 100% probabilities of price going right instead of going left. I think that's a brilliant signal as well. Power Meet, welcome. Yannis, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Watching from Canada, other way of the world. Move my stop loss to break even, took 1/3 TP. Nice, there you go, good job. Regretted big time. Don't regret a profitable trade, right? Like, that's the greed talking. You can always get more, but you could have gotten less or a loss, right? So it depends on what your plan is. If your plan was get out at 43,150, you stuck to your plan, you got a brilliant trade. If it wasn't, it's a problem, no? You might want to improve it. PGT, welcome. What's up, Arbuzny Dawa? Koen, you would destroy the stock market, brother, with your expertise. You ever traded? Much less technical and easier than trading Bitcoin. Really? I don't know. I've never really been engaged in the stock market. Okay, everyone, let's go. Let's start the analysis on Bitcoin. And we're going to start on the 4-hour chart. I'm going to remove the rectangles. Oh, by the way, this is what I have on the chart at the moment. Very simple. Just preparing for a potential range, no? So we have a simple support resistance and another one. Not necessarily Elliott Wave related, but as we are looking for a range to form, as mentioned in the morning update, right? I prefer to slowly put some stuff on the chart, which usually starts with the support resistance areas. As you know from my videos, whenever I have a volume profile on the chart, I usually also have SR areas on my chart as well, but usually I start with the SR levels. But I'm going to remove them now, go to the 4-hour, and let's chat. Now, I do have to say that I have to go at 20, probably around 3:15, 3:20 if I still want to eat a sandwich before going, because I have to speak in Rotterdam. I have to speak for kids. I mean, I'm basically a kid myself. I'm 31, but I have to speak for students at the University of Rotterdam at 5:15 till 6. So after that, I'll come back home. I'll make the 8 p.m. update video. And then for the golds, if you are gold, you're here. There's a live stream tonight, right? Feedback and Q&A. So it's a lot of talking that I will do in the upcoming hours. Okay, let's start with the analysis. Make sure we finish on time. A little bit of chatting and Q&A, hopefully, right before I have to go. Thanks, John, by the way, for the 14 minutes. It's actually like 15 now, 15:30. Okay, one drink. Let's go. So, on the 4-hour chart, we have the bearish scenario in front of us. And the bearish scenario here is that we are looking for more downside, right? Move to the downside, 3-wave move up in a B2 or X, and then a move down in C3 or Y. The nice thing is we don't really have to know what we get, ABC, 1, 2, 3, WXY, because the movement of price in the middle of B2 or X is the same. So this move to the downside can be counted as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 4 is very long compared to wave 2 though. It didn't go past the 5 or 6 fib time, which would really be a max, but it was very close to the 5 fib time compared to wave 2. And you can also count it as a wave A, B, and a wave C, even though B is very shallow. It only hit the 0.236 fib taken from the high to the low of A, which is also uncommon, which is the reason I have both on my chart. Now what we are looking for is a 3-wave structure to the upside in a zigzag. 5-wave A and then 3, 5, right? A, B, and eventually a wave C. The target area for your wave B and X is the 886 to the 05. I should actually now almost say golden pocket. It's between 47.9K and 43.8K. And for a wave 2, it's the green box here, 05 to 786, 43.8, 46.8. And then we want to see price moving towards the downside. Depending on the move down, we can reassess the probabilities of what we are actually looking for, right? Now that does mean that here locally, of course, we look for a 3-wave structure. We're going to zoom in to that 3-wave structure in a second. But what I now want to do first is zoom out, because what does this scenario mean? What does it mean, right, on the higher time frames? If we are looking for an ABC, 1, 2, 3, or a WXY, what are we talking about? So that is why I like to zoom out to the weekly time frame. And here on the weekly, we have a double 1-2 on the chart. The double 1-2 fits nicely when we talk about time. I'll explain in a second. However, what's not as nice is that the second wave 1 is longer than the first wave 1. Coming to that in a second. So what we're looking for here is a 1, 2 in yellow. That's a higher degree Elliott wave count. 3, 4, 5. That's what we're looking for. Inside the yellow wave 3, we're looking for the green count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So simple, an impulse to the upside in yellow, and then inside 3 yellow, looking for another impulse 5-wave structure in a wave 3. Preferably, the lower degree Elliott wave count is shorter in price and time compared to the higher degree Elliott wave count. So preferably this wave 1 is shorter in price and time, however it is longer in price compared to the yellow wave 1 here on the linear chart. Can be seen by the 1-to-1 over here, taken from the low to the high to the low of this wave 2, right? So that is not ideal. However, this wave 1 at least is shorter in time compared to the yellow wave 1, and that is still okay. That's what we like to see. So the probabilities are still there, right? Now for this wave 2, we are looking for a retracement to the downside, and this is where the scenario locally comes in that I just explained. For this wave 2, we are then looking for an ABC to the downside, preferably as a zigzag is most common in a wave 2. However, it can also be a WXY or anything else except for a triangle. A triangle is not allowed in a wave 2. Common target for 2 is the 05 to the 786, taken from the low to the high of 1, 30K, 37K. The 382 is a less common target for a wave 2. You can see it here, right? Bounced on the 382. Less common for 2, more common for B. It's just Elliott wave probabilities, but that's the way it is. So you can see the 382 has been touched as well, right? Taken from the low to the high. However, time-wise, this wave 2 preferably ends after at least the 0.382, right? It's uncommon for corrective structures to be shorter than the 0.382 of the impulse. So the impulse, right, this wave 1 and this wave 2 preferably ends after the 0.382 fib time, taken from the low to the high of 1, which is sitting on the 19th of February this year. No? So this is what we're looking for, and the scenario I just showed on the lower time frames is what we're looking for, right, for this wave 2. If we look at another scenario where that local scenario shown earlier becomes relevant, then we are looking for a wave 4 instead of a wave 2. Now let me be a bit clearer here. Preferably in this wave 2, this structure to the downside is an ABC. Reason is that a wave C generally is a sharp move to the downside. Zigzags are common in a wave 2. And the golden pocket is a common target for a wave 2, the most common out of the options that you have. In a wave 4, preferably, you'll see a more complex structure usually. Also, if this becomes a WXY, it's usually, right, WXY structures generally tend to be more sideways structures, which therefore is something that you like to see in a wave 4, while wave 2s tend to be sharp structures. Now, of course, we have the rule of alternation here, because we are looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave 2 is very shallow, sideways, and complex, being a running flat here. Rule of alternation says if wave 2 is shallow, long, complex, wave 4 tends to be short, or at least it increases the probabilities of a wave 4 to be short, simple, and deep. Now, a short, simple, and deep structure is a zigzag as well, right? So then we have an A, B, and a wave C. But the 0.618 here is an invalidation for a wave 4. So if this first move down on the 4-hour chart is a wave A for a potential zigzag, we can take a trend-based fib from the high to the low to the current high that we have, and you'll see we are not high enough. Price is not yet high enough for an ABC in a wave 4. Because the common target for your wave C is the 1 to the 1.236. It is very rare for a wave C to not hit the 1 to the 1.236, especially on the higher time frames, right? So preferably, price moves higher to at least the 46, 47K area, so that then the target area for your wave C is above the 0.618 invalidation of a wave 4. So this is something that we have to keep in mind. So preferably for a wave 4, you're looking for a WXY that doesn't go too deep, because the 0.618, we don't want to hit it. Common target for wave 4, taken from the low to the high over here of wave 3, 37k, 39.8k, right? And also time-wise, preferably ends after the 0.382 compared to wave 2. Fib time taken from the high to the low of 2 to the high of wave 3, comparing 2 with 4. Usually wave 4 is longer, but because of the rule of alternation, preferably wave 4 at least ends after the 0.382. Then we eventually are looking for a 5 and then a wave 2. These targets are of course quite hypothetical. This target area for a wave 5 is the most common target area for a wave 5. 1.236 to the 1.618 pulled from the high of 3 to the 0.5 over here, right? What is nice about the target area though for this wave 5 is that the monthly gap, which I spoke about in the morning update as well, the monthly gap is filled at 53.3k, which happens to be exactly inside this target area if this wave 4 can retrace to the 0.5 and then move impulsively for a wave 5. So quite interesting little bit of confluence. Now finally, on the lower time frames, I also had the 1, 2, 3 scenario. That's the most bearish one, as then we are looking for much lower prices to come, right? Then we are looking for a much bigger bearish zigzag. And of course, if we are looking for a big wave C to the downside, you want to start with an impulse 1, 2, 3, and down we go. 382 touch for a wave B, that is common. This is your target area for a wave C over here, 1 to the 1.618. The 1 to the 1.236 is your most common target. The 1.618, a little bit less common, but as we know, a wave C can be very long inside the range that we had over here. We even had a wave C going to the 3.618, and it was a wave C, right? Confirmed, because it retraced to the 0.618 locally. I can show that in a second, right? But for people that have kept up with the content the past few weeks, you know what I'm talking about. It was the live stream, I think on the 3rd of January that we did this year. There were 500 people watching that moment, so I'll never forget it. So after wave C, if the high is in, we look for a wave 1, 2, and a 3. So the nice thing about this scenario on the lower time frames, right, as shown earlier, is that the structure is the same for all of these scenarios. You are looking for at least a 3-wave structure with the potential of an impulse. 3-wave, and you go back up, right? Like either ABC for potential 2, you move up in a 3, or WXY ABC for a 4, you move up in a 5, or you have in a 1, 2, and then you have a wave 3. The great thing is, we don't have to know, right? We don't have to know. We just wait for price to give us more information while we track the different options. What is interesting is that, and what I really enjoy seeing as well, is the respect of the range. So this volume profile, I've shown it multiple times, of course, after the past many weeks when we were ranging over here. That's when I started to show this volume profile over here, because we were touching support resistance, right, very clearly. Resistance, resistance, closing inside. Probability higher to move to the point of control, check. Passing the point of control, probability is higher to move to the value area high, check. Then value area high to the point of control, very nice. Typical range trading stuff, right? Now, I gotta say, this is very obvious resistance, so I'm not really sure if I like this to be the high per se, right? Because it's also the golden pocket area taken from the all-time high to the low, plus the value area highs, plus we had the little bit of ETF news there as well to help us out, which was expected to at least have a little bit of a push up and then fall down. But there were many confluences, but this is not Elliott Wave probabilities, but I would personally like to see the wick filled here, fill the monthly gap to 53.3k eventually, make people more greedy, more people buying, more ETF, whatever news, whatever it is, grab that liquidity and then drag it to the downside, right? So it's like, yeah, that's what I would prefer. And then we follow the range according to the potential scenarios just explained, right? 1, 2, nice range trading. No, 1, 2, low end of the range, and then 3. 1, 2, 3, range, 4, point of control, 5, above the range, deviation, then back for 2, lower end of the range, continuation, right? So I do think that this year we are going to stick around in that 50 to 30k range for a while, right? Yes, we can have deviations like we usually do, but that range is very important on the chart. Okay, Time to go to the 4-hour chart. Again, for the bullish scenario. So in the bullish scenario here, right? Actually, this one, I gotta say, this is bullish and bearish. Don't really want to confuse people too much, but you also see the ABC here on the chart. And the reason I wanted to talk about the high time frame stuff is because of the ABC here on the chart as well. So in this scenario that you see in front of you right now, we have a finished A or 1, finished 2 or B, and we look for upside in a wave C or a wave 3. If we look for a wave C, it would fit the bearish scenario. A, B, C, move down. But if we look for an ABC zigzag to the upside, right, you can see there's overlap, by the way, between the wave C target area and the target area for a B or an X here, right, the 886 to the 786 area. But what is important here for me is not the overlap that I just highlighted, it's how high the target for C is. The target area for C, taken from the low to the high of A to the low of B, is between 47.2 and 48.9K. If I open my resistance areas, then you can see the 1-to-1 is above the final resistance that I have. Now, for the people that have been here for a while, you know how well respected the target boxes are. These are the two recent ones, right? And of course, as price moves to the upside, we also have the respect at these target boxes. So what I don't really like to see in a bearish scenario is that the 1-to-1 is above the value area high. The resistance above price at the moment is this blue box, 45.9, 46.7, and then we have the value area high at 47K. If we can pass this value area high, we have a wick here. There's not much left, right? There's no resistance here, which is interesting because for a wave C, it's very rare not to hit the target area for a wave C at least. A wave C generally is longer than the common target area compared to being shorter. It's very rare for a wave C to be shorter than the most common target area. So we do have to observe the resistance that we have here. Observe what price does if it can make it up there, right? See if we get a bit of a range, bearish CVD, weakness, volume dying down and increasing to the downside, other indicators that are ringing like, hey, we might actually go down. We're going to observe what price does if it gets there. But what is important is that the target area for a C is above the resistance areas that I have, which means that if price continues its little way here towards the upside, it does increase the probabilities a little bit. It doesn't yet favor bullish scenarios to take 49K just yet, but it does start to slowly increase probabilities to take 49K because we get above the resistance here, no? And this then brings me to this scenario on the 12-hour chart. Now, I had this scenario in my folders for quite a while, but there was no reason yet to pull it out. But there is a reason now, because of the target area for your wave C. If price continues to the upside, with this target area for C being above the resistance, there's the potential to take the high. So at least it's something that we have to consider, right? It has to be said that this range, of course, is very, very shallow. It's a very shallow retracement, if you take Fips from the low to the high, very shallow retracement. That's more wave B style compared to wave 2. But nonetheless, because of the target area of C being so high, we have to consider this scenario, no? Where we are looking for multiple 1-2s and eventually multiple 4-5s. 4-5s are always longer than the 1-2s. Typically, wave 4s in Elliott waves are longer than wave 2s. And then you get the wave 5s, and the wave 5s can be quite high volume, right? We all know the explosive tops during very explosive bull markets, right? I think 2018 and stuff is a great example there as well. What was this, 2017 or almost 2018? So high volume tops, right? Happens, no? But here we are then looking for the end of a 4. This is your target area 4-4. Move to the downside is then labeled a 3-wave structure A, B, C, or a flat. Doesn't really matter too much, right? And then you're going to be looking for a move to the upside in a wave 5 to take the high. So there's not much to add to this scenario. It doesn't yet have the highest probability, but because of the target area of C, it's something we have to consider. Of course, in this scenario, if you would move up, you're also going to fill the gap to 53.3K. We still have resistance, no, above price, but we have to consider this scenario. So that is why at least I want to show it, just so the seed is planted, and it's something that also you will think about in case price is going to continue its way to the upside, no? And I shortly see the comment here. Pick seal, that's absolutely correct, but I do not identify this range as a triangle. Over here. I can explain why if you want in a second. I know many people are looking at the triangle stuff as they like to pull the trend lines and be like, oh, triangle. But for me, I prefer looking at this differently than a triangle. Of course, the 0.618 is an interesting one to at least keep in mind, but remains a less common target for a wave C. So we just observe the resistance, as that for me is the most interesting area on the chart here. The bearish scenario, which becomes less likely as price is moving towards the upside here, is that we come down in a B or 2 still. So we have a finished A or 1, 3-wave structure, right? B2. We get to the probabilities in a second, by the way, with all the different scenarios. So B or 2, common target B, 382.886, common target 2, 05786 from the low to the high. This low did not hit the 0.382. That's uncommon. If price continues pushing, probabilities generally are higher. This is a wave B compared to a wave 2 because of how shallow it is. It's more common for a wave B to be very shallow compared to a wave 2 to be very shallow. So as price moves higher, this scenario becomes lower and lower, or has lower probabilities, because we are looking for a flat structure to get us down there for a B or 2. Now a flat common target area is here. That is where we are at the moment. But if we are looking for a wave B to the upside, we want to count a 3-wave structure to the upside, no? You want to count preferably a zigzag. That's most common in a wave B. A, B, and then a wave C to the upside. This wave C is already quite long compared to A. As mentioned earlier, wave Cs can be very long. The example I mentioned earlier was this one, A, B, C. This wave C went to the 3.618. Trend-based extension from the high to the low of A to the high of B. And then I have to talk on the wave 3 targets even. The 3.618 was touched. But this was an ABC, because price then retraced to the 0.618, which invalidates a wave 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Increases probabilities for an ABC and then take the highs later, which is what happened on the chart. So here we also have, if this is a wave C, quite a long move to the upside. And what we are looking for is a range. As long as price is not giving us at least a little bit of a range consolidation, right? A decent length as well, preferably at least similar to what we have over here. If it just keeps going up, we're not going to be looking for price to move down, right? We need to wait for a range to form. And in an ABC, preferably you start a little bit of a grind to the downside, like a slow grind, bearish CVDs building. And eventually, what you look for is to hit the 0.618, because it invalidates a wave 4. If you look for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, the 0.618 is an invalidation. if price keeps going up. I mean, we're not going to talk about this, no? But yeah, the target area, that is where we are at the moment. 1.618 is already a bit less common for a wave B and a flat. So hitting this lowers the probabilities for a wave B. And moving above it, yeah, lowers the probabilities as well. So wait for a range. As mentioned in the morning video update as well, is as long as we don't get a decent range, it's, you know, the probabilities are higher to move to the upside. Now, on the daily time frame, we have a gap. So here, tested once, moved down, tested twice, ranging below resistance, close the daily candle inside the daily gap. It does increase the probabilities from a gap trading perspective for the ones that like to trade gaps to move to the high of the gap, which is at 45.5k in confluence with the golden pocket as well over here. So that is interesting. It's just below the target box. So I still expect the target box to eventually be hit sooner or later in that case. But it's at least an interesting resistance. Loading. Still loading. Let's try it again, trading view. Ah, there we go. We have this range. We've been in here for quite a long time already. This is an amazing range, right? Deviation went back inside the range. Eventually moved towards the upside here, right? Value area high touch. This is your big support resistance area in this range, as you can see, which we are now passing. We are now moving above it. Arguably, there is still a small one here. So it's something that I don't really have it on my chart, but at least it's something I think about at least. Between 45 to 45.6. However, moving above, I prefer to look for the high of the gap. That's much more important to me, as well as the resistance area that I showed earlier. CVD. Anything happening on the CVD? I mean, this range, there's not been too much happening. Yeah, we had some bearish CVDs here. But when you are in a trending environment, CVD has a higher probability of being leading. So that is why I prefer to see bigger ranges. Also over here on the 15-minute chart, even though you had bearish CVDs, the 886 was touched. And if you've been here more often, you also know this one. After the 886 is touched, price does like to move towards the golden pocket again. 886 touch, golden pocket, and then it took the high. It's so interesting. It happens quite often. So yeah, now a bit of a retracement, and we move back up, right? This was the support resistance area I showed you at the beginning of the stream. What was I can better show. I forgot the exact pull that I did. It was support resistance, right? We found support on that. Where did I pull it? Okay, so time frame 15. Nah. Was it this? Anyway, you know what I mean. Something like this. So yeah, there we go. So we are moving up. So if we then talk, right? If we then talk about the probabilities of the scenarios, right? I can imagine it's a lot of info, especially if Elliott Waves is not your expertise, or it's not something you have a lot of experience in. That's why in every video as well, I always give probabilities. Now in the videos, I try to limit the videos to 2 scenarios per time frame, one bullish, one bearish, making things easy. In a live stream, because I can chat a bit more, I like to explain a bit more. So on the high time frame, right, on the weekly time frame here, the probabilities between the bullish scenarios, 1 1 2, 1 2 3 4 5, and the bearish one here, are still pretty much neutral. The only thing is you bounce on the 382 here, which generally is a bit more common for a wave B. But for me, it's quite simple. Neutral, as long as we don't see local weakness, meaning that local bearish scenario here, right? This one. This is what we're looking for. As long as we do not see this, there's no talk about 10K. And by the way, also no talk about 100K. We are not moon boys, and we're also not here to talk about 10K, right? So we now had the golden pocket, by the way. There we go. 618 is hit 45K. So that is nice. So probabilities, right, are higher at the moment still for a bigger corrective structure. However, in the bullish scenario, we also expect A, B, C and moving up. If we move up directly, probabilities slowly also increase to take 49K. But it really depends on the reaction we get over here. Currently, probabilities are higher for B or 2 to be in, because over here so far we are not seeing a rejection for a flat. We now are also hit the 618, by the way. So we really want to see a range here. Where is that other scenario? Where's my, yeah, here. So, and also maybe a Band-Aid mentioned it in the comments as well, right? Wave B or 2 already being in here is very uncommon, because the low of this range, this low, did not touch the 0.382, which is very uncommon for a B2 corrective structure. However, if we are looking for a flat, we want to see a range and weakness. As long as we don't see it, there's just simply continuation, right? That's what we mentioned in the morning update as well. We're waiting for a range to form. We want to see weakness, right? We want to see a market structure change, whatever it is. At the moment, we don't have it, and therefore the probabilities are not higher for the flat, because we don't see what we want to see for a flat structure. And we hit the 1.618 now as well. So that would increase the probabilities for continuation to the upside, to fill the gap, right? That's your first then area of, we are at the golden pocket, also resistance, but fill the gap, 45.5. And then of course we also have the target area above here, resistance box, right? Keeping in mind that if we manage to pass this, right, because your wave C target area is above, it increases probabilities to move above the high. So if we go up directly, as price is showing us at the moment a little bit here, probabilities do slowly start to increase to look for potentially 50K, but we still have very, very good resistance here. So let's be very patient and controlled. So yeah. We are just waiting for a range. From an Elliott Wave point of view, this is something I like to say, like always, is as long as price is moving up on volume, actually interesting that we have a new high on lower volume, by the way, not on higher volume. So definitely a bit wave C-ish, right? But as price is moving to the upside and it keeps pushing, and we still have volume coming in, the only thing that we can do is wait for a range to form. And once the next range forms, that is when we can reassess probabilities, right? As long as we don't get at least a decent range on a 15-minute, 1-hour time frame that is similar to what we have over here, right? This is like peanuts, right? Small ranges. We want to see a bit of a bigger range. So, yeah, or a bigger retracement, right? Very shallow retracement as well. So if we are looking for eventually a wave 4, right, we can expect a bit of a retracement. That's absolutely no problem. But as long as price is just doing this, right, just follow it to the upside. So one has to say, of course, if we are looking for an impulse to the upside, you definitely want to see a bit more volume coming in. So if this is the low of your 2, as mentioned, by the way, right, because this is so shallow, probabilities are higher for a B and a C still, right? If you are looking for a 3, you definitely want high volume to come in. which we don't really have yet. No. The volume here was higher than what we have at the moment. So definitely want to see more volume if we are looking for a move up. Ta-da. So yeah, probabilities in a nutshell, because I keep talking, so it makes life difficult. On the high time frame, neutral, right? We are waiting for price locally to show us what we have. Maybe slightly bearish just because of the 382 touch at 24K. But honestly, it doesn't make sense yet to talk about bearish or bullish on those time frames, because we are looking if we get a three-wave structure here, and then if yes, what is the structure to the downside? That is what we're caring about, right? More locally here, looking inside this range, theoretically, probabilities for Elliott waves are higher for a BR2 to hit at least the 0.382, which didn't happen. So probabilities would be higher looking for a flat. The problem is you now hit the 1.618, little less common for a wave B, but still a target. But you need to see weakness. You need to see a range, right? You need to see CVD divergences, RSI, whatever. So as long as we don't see at least a bit of a bigger range, we are looking for up. And that is why I also mentioned in the morning update, probabilities are higher to move up, because we don't see weakness, right? As long as we don't see weakness, probabilities are not higher to move down for BR2. They're higher to continue towards the upside, where we look for resistance to fill the gap. And that is at the moment the highest probability, as long as we do not have a range. That being said, that's the probabilities. So long and strong. By the way, we are of course already, quite a move towards the upside. This was the area of interest, especially at the end. Now it's of course just following the waves to the upside. So yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Maybe a band-aid. Math is math, The math is the math. It's a very shallow retracement, but as long, did we expect price to move up? Yes. Probabilities, especially yesterday during the live stream, were higher to move to the upside. Now we got that move to the upside, but now we just observe. As long as we don't see a range, we're not thinking about this, right? We are thinking about continuation, which has the highest probability because we do not see weakness. So yeah. Now that being said, let me actually put in the chat. Now chatting and Q&A. Bloop. I'm doing this, by the way, so that I can get the bump. Pin message. Also true CDMs, right? Very nice. Let me put this on. Let me actually remove this. Let me add this. Keep that one on. Yeah, so your weekly naked point of control is the strongest one, and then you have the daily and range value area high. So okay. Very nice. You want to convert your kidney to Bitcoin too? If it's only your spare kidney, nah, not a good idea. Yeah, I used to be a medical student, by the way, or a doc. I studied medicine in Amsterdam at the University of Amsterdam, master's program, and yeah. Kidneys are very, very difficult. If you have problems with kidneys, it's usually quite bad. It's not like, if we're talking probabilities, the kidneys are very strong. They're strong organs. They can cope with a lot, but if the kidneys have a problem, then usually there's other things as well. You know, it's not great to have kidney problems. Very difficult as well. Of course, you can live on one kidney, so that helps, but it's not. You know, kidneys are not. Yeah, you don't want problems there. Let me quickly scroll up. I mean, in general, you don't want problems. I mean, what are we talking about? We were here. Yeah. So with the triangle, let me quickly explain, because this is what you see on, look, the moment price moves in the form of a triangle, you'll probably see all over the internet a triangle, right? And I don't know, like, so first of all, this is a scam wick, right? Don't count the wick, only look at the red candle here. No? So if you would count this as a triangle, you're going to have an A, B, C, D, E, right? This is your triangle. This cannot be anything else. It has to be a wave B because it took this high. Wave C, if you look for an A, B, C, D, or D, wave D is not allowed to take the high of B. It has to convert. So that is important. Now then, if this is your A, and then we have B, C, D, E, is there triangle opportunity here? Yes. So I covered it once. I think I covered it in the live stream yesterday. But what you can see here, which is what I do not like to see, is this compared to this. Looks awful. A triangle has a lot to do with symmetry as well, right? Between the waves, A, B, C, D, E. If one of the waves is complex, it's usually wave C or D. That is a more complex structure in a double or a triple zigzag, right? All of the other waves have to be simple structures, meaning a simple zigzag structure as well. But also symmetry, of course, between the waves is important. And you have your A and an incredibly long B here, right? Which is fine. But then you have C, D, E, like poof, poof, poof. So I prefer to count this differently from an Elliott wave point of view because I don't like the symmetry between your wave structures here and your A, B. It's so long compared to your C, D, E that I prefer to count it differently. And that is why I then get to a WXY. So yeah, that's why the probabilities for me are not high. The highest here for a triangle, for me they're higher for a WXY compared to a triangle. In the end, the move is the same, right? So you do get the breakout to the upside, which is what you expect for a triangle, because a triangle is a continuation pattern, unless you're in a wave Y or Z. But generally, your triangle appears in a wave 4, in a wave B, in a wave X, right? A little less common in Y and Z. So you would expect continuation after a triangle generally. That has happened. It's just that a WXY has a higher probability compared to a triangle. Sol is mooning. 56k golden pocket I'm eyeing. Wait, 56k on the logarithmic scale. No. $56k golden pocket. How do you get to 56k golden pocket? Because on the linear chart, your golden pocket is already touched between like around 50k, and on the logarithmic scale, you're already above the golden pocket. So I don't know the 56k golden pocket. Could we have twice ABC, ABC? No, like you need an. So now you're talking WXY. So your first ABC is a W, right? So you have A, B, C. This is your W. Then you look for an X, any corrective structure, right, in your X. and then you look for another ABC. Can you have two ABCs? Yes, but you can't have ABC, ABC. You know, it looks like an impulse. So you need a connector, which is your X. Do you think it's likely that we retest 43,750, 43,750 before having an extra leg up? Well, now you're above the support resistance area here in the white box, so you would need to come down. If we're thinking about an impulse, eventually you do expect a wave 4. And the wave 4 is a range. So that is why I also in videos I try to speak in easy language, right? So when I say, hey, price is pushing, price is pumping, price is moving to the upside, some volume is coming in, I always say wait for a range. So what I'm saying is wait for a wave 4 or the potential start of a deeper correction down, but it always starts with a bit of a range. So if you're talking 43.75, that is pretty much on top of the 618 at the moment, which would invalidate an impulse, and you would then expect lower prices. So not currently not the highest probability. Adon and Eve, what's up, Fibonacci? I'm trying to learn Elliott Wave, but it's going in my head by doing crazy stuff. If you learn Elliott Waves and you see this range, that's probably one of the best tests that you can have. Hoe kom je aan die gap? Goed fitnessen. Yeah. Okay, here op the... So, I'm starting to talk Dutch here. So the gap, how do you get the gap? You go to the daily chart, and what you're looking for is candle 1, big candle down, candle 2. This here is your gap. So you can, I like to use my squares here, rectangle. So from the low of the one candle to the high of the other candle, this is your gap. You can do this on any time frame, right? You have another one here. Preferably after a gap, you have a red candle though, like over here, green candle, on my chart gray, of course. But yeah, you can do that on any time frame, and yeah, I like to keep an eye on these type of things in my analysis as well. I think we bounced on the gap here twice, so we also had one here. Right, so we had a red candle. This candle wicked partly into the gap, but it didn't actually fill the gap. So we had 3 areas of support down here during the range. We had the golden pocket just above. We had the gap, and we had the daily naked point of control at 42.1k. We didn't touch that one, but we found support on the gap twice. So yeah, you can find them on any time frame, and the moment you start to test the gap for the second time, or you close candles in the gap of the same time frame, then probabilities increase to fill the gap. Yeah. Exactly. For the yeah, exactly, John. 45.5 is nice with the gap as well. So the 618 extension, the gap is there, close to the target box. Hello, could Bitcoin reach 49k fast and back down to 38k? Yeah, that would be a flat, but then you would expect price to, an expanding flat is most common. Let's cover the flat. I know what you're talking about here. So what you are talking about is, 1 second, let me put it on the chart, right? Wait, let me actually start with this, right? And then we have... Ta-da. So this is what you are looking for. The minimum target for a wave B in a flat is a 0.9, right? When we talk about a flat, we talk about a 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And the 0.9 is a minimum target at 48.1k. Quite likely you're going to take the high because there's nothing here really. Most common flat pattern is an expanding flat, where your common target is the 1.236 to the 1.38, which is between 51.6 and 53k. Close to fill the gap. 53.3k is the high of that monthly gap, no? And then you're looking for a 5-wave down, yes. So your question about could it reach 49K fast? I don't like the words fast or slow per se, because we are just looking for what we get, right? It's an impulsive structure. Now, an impulse generally is a faster structure than a corrective move, yes. So fast is quote unquote, because sometimes you like this is a fast move down, right? But this is also a move up, which is relatively fast, but with a dip. It's waves, right? You get waves to the upside. It's not always as straight as here or as we had over here. So what you want to look for is wave B has to be a 3-wave structure, most commonly a zigzag. So you have your finished A, your finished B, and then you need to look for a wave C inside B. So then you take a trend-based hip from the low of A to the high of A to the end over here of your B, toggle on your wave C target area. This is your most common target area for C. This is also still a target, right? So then you would expect price to move here and turn around. Is this a scenario? I mean, it's a scenario I can put on a chart like I just did, right? But in the overall context at the moment, it's not yet a scenario I think about. At the moment, there are still other scenarios with higher probabilities. However, the moment price takes the high here or gets close to taking the high, you will see that flat in my videos. So in the videos and in the content, I of course provide you with the highest probability Elliott Wave count, the highest probability bullish, highest probability bearish, and then between the two, I give you the highest probabilities for either bull or bear, right? No financial advice. The moment price moves up here, right, 48.1, for example, likely you're going to take the high, no? But that is the moment when in my videos, the bearish scenario becomes the flat, the bullish scenario becomes the 5. So you're ahead of time here. Thanks, Mark. Show Koen some love by hitting the likes. Mateus, thanks for the reminder. 41K scenario is did. This push was big volume. Yeah, volume is nice. Too early to say this new high is on lower volume till the high is actually in. At the moment, right? So if we go lower here, so we can say what we want, but at the moment it's on lower volume. So yes, we are still looking for price to look for locally volume is increasing. No, that's important. But yeah, we have to wait for a range. So yeah, we just need to be patient, wait for a range, and as long as we don't get a solid range, right? At least the same amount of time as this here, we just look for a price to move up. 43,800 was a 3-wave. Wait, this move up. This move up is not. This move up is very low probabilities of being a 3-wave structure. This one. The reason is that none of these ranges retrace to the 0.382, which, as mentioned, it's very rare for B2X to like not do that. Take a fib from the low to the high here. Yes, this range hit the 0.5 Fibonacci. But then if this is your A, B, and this is your C, it's very extended, very long range here. Not really comparable with any structure here. So much higher probabilities. This is a 5-wave impulsive structure. So therefore you're looking for another leg up, which we might be working on at the moment. Yes, correct, CDMs. You want to, Koen, how long have you been trading? Since January 2021. What's up, Ahmed? Welcome, welcome. You need to assess the probability with Elliott, see if it is a good time to sell your kidney. I do not recommend to sell anything. If we get sub 10K Bitcoin, I will sell my body on OnlyFans to get more Bitcoin. That's pretty much what happens on OnlyFans now. Yeah. What's up, B channel? How you doing? Is that a jacket from the Netherlands soccer team? That is correct. I received this jacket in 2018 or 2019 when I worked with the National Soccer Federation, and they gave it as a present. So that was cool. And yeah, it's my favorite jacket. I wear it a lot. How do you count the waves on the last price action on the 15-minute time frame? You just want to wait for a range. That's the easiest. Instead of trying to count all the little bits and pieces, you want to wait for a range that becomes the size of this, because you're looking for a 5-wave impulsive structure potentially here, right? And then if you have your 1, you have your 2, you look for a 3, 4, 5. Generally, wave 4 is longer than wave 2, right? That's most common. So if I want to try and count this locally, for me that's why you don't see me do such a low time frame count on the 15 here to the upside, because it doesn't really give me more info than it doesn't help me in my trading, because the highest degree Elliott wave count to the upside would be a bullish impulse, right? So I want to look for a wave 4 similar to a wave 2 here, preferably longer. As long as we don't get it, look for higher. So if we do, right, we have our first 1, 2, another 1, 2, another 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, potentially 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We might be close to then starting a wave 4 of this degree for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually a 5, right? So we are just waiting for a range. So that is how I would count it with my lines. That is. So you have your very small one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have 1, 2. You know what I mean? But it doesn't help me to count it. So that is why generally I don't do it. John does. I know that. So I wanted to show the counts of John. So John has 3. He's in the chat, right? He's Johnny. So he has the ABC, right? 5-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C, target area here on the chart, right? Looking for a 3, a 4, and a 5. So also here, you're just looking for a bigger range in a 4. Then he has the very bullish count, which is a 1-1-1-2, which doesn't have the higher probability, which he mentioned as well in Discord. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, this is a double 1, 2. Where's the 1-1-1? Is this the 1-1-1? Yeah, this is the most bullish. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then look for more upside. Also lower probability compared to the ABC at the moment, right? And then the most bullish one is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. But then you want to see really high volume to the upside. But generally, you're waiting for a range. And we still have, we can't forget, we still have the flat scenario. So that is why the range is so important. Look, this was the area as well, right? For people trading. This was your buy area, no? Now you are hitting resistance areas, you're hitting potential ending of wave areas, right? For a potential B. If you move up, you're close to the weekly naked point of control. I mean, from an Elliott wave point of view, going long here makes no sense. No financial advice. You do you, right? But from an Elliott wave point of view, this was interesting. Now you just follow. Can it go up? Yeah, I mean, can go much higher. It's just probabilities. But what we are waiting for, even in a flat, if you look for a B and then a wave C down, we are first going to be looking for a bit of a range, grind towards the downside. Then probably the micro probabilities are going to be, okay, on the micro, probabilities are higher to take the low. However, on the 4-hour chart, probabilities at the moment are still a bit higher to move up. And then if we do take the low on the micro, depending on the reaction, the 4-hour probabilities might change for further downside. Or you turn back, right? So, yeah, in general, we look for a range in both the bearish scenario as well as the bullish scenario, where we look for an impulse up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the weekly naked point of control is interesting. And at the moment, that has the highest probability as long as we don't see a range or a solid weakness. That's correct, Tahun. Triangle. Exactly, John. Been seeing a lot of triangles. Oh, man, I have to catch up. Last 12 hours. Yeah. That's how it goes on YouTube. Can you see if Bitcoin is breaking its channel that I have been tracking for 1 year? I don't know what channel you're tracking, so you need to send me a picture in Discord or somewhere, or tag me. But yeah, I can't. Links are not allowed in the YouTube chat. Yeah, but on log scale, it's not 56, right? The golden pocket. We are already past it. On log scale on a weekly time frame, the golden pocket is at like 40K. Where is it? So here, golden pocket 50, 48, right? On the log, you're already above it. So it's there's no golden pocket from the high to the low that's at 56. It's too high. It's always below 56, so it can't be that golden pocket, or it's a wrong pool. At least from an Elliott Wave point of view, it wouldn't fit an Elliott Wave point of view. What did I have on my chart just now? Arrangement of this one. Crypto market news today. What's our target? The analysis is done above. At the moment, I have a level above price, and we have the support box here below price. So if price does move up, right, the weekly naked point of control is important resistance. What do you think about channeling the ABC to get extra confidence with the upper trend line for price target? Yeah, so channels are very effective in corrective structures. I generally, as you see in my content, don't really use channels, as I prefer to count the price action. I prefer to count the waves itself instead of using the channels. But the channels can, of course, be used, absolutely. Where, yeah, you pull a channel from the low to the end to the high, right? And then for a wave C, you would be looking for the high of the channel. If you think about an ABC, that is, no? So, yeah. Also, my price targets, preferably, I have horizontal levels instead of diagonal. But this is personal preference. So I prefer to look at horizontals compared to diagonal levels. Yeah. Something else that I sometimes use, you don't see me use this too often as well, is the speed fan. I actually removed it from my favorites. But you take it from the high to the low. 4 hour, a bit higher. And this is always an interesting tool as well. So a bit of ranging around the golden pocket, but the moment you kind of go above the golden pocket, probabilities are higher to move to the 786. Passing 786, probabilities higher to move to the 886. Important area of resistance. The moment you move above the 886, probabilities increase to take the high. So yeah, it's an interesting tool that I sometimes use. So price moving, you can see the pull, right, from the low to the high. No, range, golden pocket, golden pocket, golden pocket, support, 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 bounce. We didn't break it, right? What you tend to see if you do break it is you hit the golden pocket, right? You hit the golden pocket, you might hit it once, and then you hit it twice, and then maybe another time you start to range below, and then the moment you range below, you can retest, and then ta-ta, and then you move to the 786, ta-ta-ta. Yeah, nice. The speed fun. Pies, I recently, do you have any tips on developing my own strategy to trade markets? Yes, I do. I do. First of all, welcome Pies to the channel, but also to the industry. Nice to have you here. Also, congratulations on finding a not Moonboy channel when you just entered the industry, which is very difficult. When I started, the first thing I saw was the Moonboy channels. Good times, good times. Yes. So, as you recently started, so the question is, right, do you have any tips on developing my own strategy to trade markets? There is 6 steps that you have to follow to be a consistently profitable trader. Step number 1 is you try as many free tools as you can. On TradingView, right? On TradingView, you can use the instruments and the indicators, or you can look for external softwares that are free as well, like Atlas, for example. Step 2 is you find your favorite tools based on your experience, and you're gonna build statistics. Step 3 is that you combine some of your favorite tools together and now build statistics on the combination of the tools. Now you're starting to build a strategy. Step 4 is you're gonna tweak and adjust the combination. You add something or you remove something. You see what it does with the data as you continue to track statistics. Step 5 is you now start trading your strategy, which is based on statistics. You should know your win rate, your risk to reward ratio, the best days to trade, the best session, your entry, your stop loss. You should know your TP. You have to know all of that, right? And then you start trading it with a low amount of money in your account. And you're going to work on trading psychology. So step 5 is starting to trade with a low budget and work on your trading psychology. And then step 6 is slowly increase your budget to get used to the losses, because everyone gets used to the winners very quickly because you make more profit, but you have to get used to also having bigger losses if your portfolio size is bigger. And that is where trading psychology comes in with step 5. So slowly increase your portfolio size and trade your strategy. Continue to trade it and of course tweak it along the way. So those are the 6 steps to build and develop your own strategy, which is what we do in Diamond as well. So with the diamonds on the channel, a big part of that of Diamond is also, if people want to develop their own strategy, we have the plans and Excel sheets and all this stuff. So yeah. So in a nutshell, do you have any tips on developing my own strategy to trade markets? 1, try as many free tools as you can. 2, find your favorite tools, build statistics. 3, combine your favorite tools, build more statistics. 4, tweak and adjust the combination, right? Add something, remove something, build more statistics, see what it does with the win rate and all of the other stats. 5, slowly start trading it with a low amount of budget. Work on your trading psychology. And then step 6 is increasing your portfolio size slowly to get used to the losses, because they will be bigger. Getting used to the winners that are bigger is very easy. So those are the 6 steps. Yeah. Ramjack, what's up? How are you doing? I swear I showed the bottom of 69 golden pocket like 3 weeks ago. Yes, I mean, yeah, that the 618. Yes, the 618. You can change. Does running flats? What's up, Abbas Nisok? Does running flats could be looking like symmetrical triangles? This B/2 wave was a running flat. Now, in a flat structure, a minimum target for your wave B is the 0.9 Fibonacci. So if we are looking in this range for a running flat, right, you have to take a fib from the high to the low of your wave A, and then you want price to at least hit the 0.9. This is your wave A. You are then looking for a B and a wave C. For any flat structure, the 0.9 is a requirement. Price hit it on my chart only because it's a scam week. So actually you need to have the red candle, which means it didn't hit, right? You have your wave A, B needs to hit the 0.9, but it did not hit the 0.9. And then you want a 5-wave move to the downside in a wave C. So because price did not hit the 0.9 here for a potential B and an A, B, C, a running flat in this range here has very low probabilities. Mooi jasje. Dank u, dank u. Weet direct dat ik Nederlands ben, hè? Op die manier, niet? Ik bedoel, er zullen ook wel andere mensen zijn die van andere landen die het jasje hebben, maar favoriete jackie. We almost got you on the World Cup versus Ecuador. We were so close. We won the World Championships almost twice, but we lost in the final. Damn. That's a very cool jacket. Thanks, guys. Like, I appreciate you like the jacket. It's my favorite jacket, so I appreciate it. I had this one for, it must have been, it's at least 4 years, 5, maybe, I guess like around 5 years. You do not see it's 5 years old, right? When you would see the jacket, this is like the ideal jacket. You put it in the wash, right? You don't have to iron the jacket because of the fabric. It just works, right? There's no kinks and all that stuff. It's just easy. You grab it out the closet, you put it on, bam, right? There's no, the color is not degrading. It's only the zip, I think. The zip at the I have 2 zips. I have 1 zip at the bottom and one zip at the top and one at the bottom. Only the zip starts to show a little bit of becomes a little bit, how do you call it? The gray goes off a little bit, but that's literally it. No problems ever with the jacket. It's my favorite thing. But I can't wear it like, I do like to wear it a lot, but of course also in the house and everything, I have more than one clothing piece. So, but this is my favorite. I'm a big Netherlands fan. The Orange Army. Always love the blue-orange combo from your home and away kits. Yes, same. I like the orange though. Like I like the Netherlands in real orange style. Also the fans in the arena. What's up, Time Alone? How you doing? Pistachio. John's streams are great. And Will, by the way, John, if you remember me and my pesky questions. There you go. Yeah, John has been live streaming in Discord, which is good to see. Also doing a little bit of live trading or explaining why he gets in and stuff. So he trades Elliott Waves himself as well. Thanks for your insight. Pleasure, Kevin. Roodkapske. Your computer. Is it time for a new one? Or maybe clean it up, right? Clean it up, remove some files and stuff. I'll let you just open a brand new one. And it is, yeah, exactly. In Bitcoin TA. Good morning. Good morning. It's of course always good morning for someone in Discord. Open in browser. Let's have a look here. This is the daily time. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. We're on the daily time frame. I see. This is the midline, which then turns into a new channel, and you put one on top. There is a strategy. I don't know who or what invented it, but he puts channels on top of one another all the time, like channel, 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 always diagonal as well. Looks very artistic. Now, from an Elliott Wave point of view, right? So if we talk Elliott Waves, this channel would be incorrect following the higher probability count on the higher time frame, right? So you can use the channel for trading depending on your strategy, but from an Elliott Wave point of view, what you want to do is pull the channel from the 15.4k low, so the bottom, to the end of this range here at 24, the end of the corrective structure, right? Very low probability. This is a wave 2 and a 1-2 because it hit the 886. So to the low here, right? This is then your end of B or potential 2. And then drag it to the high you have here. So from pivot 1 to pivot 2 to pivot 3. And what you then get on the daily time frame is this. And this is the logarithmic chart. So again, from the low to the end to, oh wait, it's now on this high. Actually I can't pull it here. Oh no, wait, haha. No, you have to put it on this, sorry. This is of course a wave B. So this is the end of your first impulse, ABC, second impulse, yes. So this is correct. So you pull it from the low to the end of the corrective structure, to the end of your first wave A or wave 1. A, B, C target, high of the channel, right? That's a wave C target. 1, 2, and if you look for a wave 3, you want to go out of the channel. And then you want to see a wave 3, and then eventually for a wave 4, preferably you get back in the channel or touch the channel before then having another 5 to the upside. So yeah, this is the channel that you like to see. I don't make use of channels too often. Well, by the way, I don't make use of channels too often, but it's actually a very nice one, not gonna lie. Good question. I found myself a channel that I want to talk about in a video. Yeah, cool. You just provided me with a little bit of content because I now put it in the bearish scenario. Even though on the logarithmic scale the channel looks nice, the fibs do not. But if we go to linear, the fibs look nice, but the channel does not. Okay, I need it as a separate. I need it as a separate thing here. Okay. Maybe channel. Wait. Maybe it's worth chatting about it one time. I put it below the bear. So you can see on the logarithmic chart, the bearish scenario doesn't look nice. Wave B didn't hit the 382, which is very uncommon, right? So it looks not as nice as the linear chart. But then if you look at the channel looks better. This one is then here. Looks a bit better on the logarithmic chart. It's annoying that it doesn't actually stick to the high here. But yeah. Interesting. Archie. Jeroen Teerbink. Hey man, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for jumping in the live stream, Jeroen. Are there any specific things you do to prepare your mindset before trading / other mentally taxing activities in life? Let's focus here on trading, I suppose. So yes, you're talking about the morning routine. So the question is, are there any specific things you do to prepare your mindset before trading? The answer to the question is yes. So what I do in the morning is, first of all, I prepare the setups in the morning. I prepare what I'm looking for. So that I already, how can I say it? I actually have it on my sheet. So I will answer your question, but I actually have a trading routine sheet. Trading routine. Which I can talk about. So, sorry. So, yeah, the question, are there any specific things you do to prepare your mindset before trading? Answer, yes. Now, in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, right, the first thing I do is I do my Elliott Wave analysis. And then I make the video for YouTube. Second is I check the potential setups that I can have during the day. And then I make a video for Diamond. As in the Diamond memberships, I upload a setups update every morning. I explain what I'm looking for, but it's also preparation for myself regarding my main trading strategy and Elliott Waves as well. And then I visualize entries. That's very short. I just want to know if price does this, I do that, right? I don't want any doubt. Helps with trading psychology. And I have a PowerPoint presentation, which is a presentation which, yeah, it's mental, yeah, trading mental, it's mental preparation. So it's a PowerPoint where I have different quotes, where I have different things written down with regards to my trading psychology that help me to trade during the day. Sounds maybe a little bit woo, but it's not. It's just I know my weaknesses. And trading psychology, if I make a mistake, it's usually trading psychology. I don't make many mistakes anymore, luckily. But yeah, so in a nutshell, are there any specific things you do to prepare your mindset before trading? Step one is yes. I just want to make sure to have a clear answer for you. So are there any specific things you do to prepare your mindset before trading? The first thing I do is my Elliott Wave analysis in the morning. The second thing I do is I check all of my setups with regards to my main trading strategy, as well as trading Elliott Waves. Then on step 3, I shortly visualize, doesn't take much time, but I just think about, hey, if price is going to do this, I am going to do that, so that I am mentally prepared for what might happen. And then step 4 is that I have a big PowerPoint presentation that I made myself, which is my mental preparation, where I wrote about some of my mental weaknesses that I had in the past with the solutions. So I read about it. I have a couple of quotes there and a couple of things that are important for me that help me during the day with my mental aspect, with the mental aspect of trading. Does BTC CME chart change your count sometimes? No, I actually never look at the CME chart. Even though, of course, the weekends, there's no weekends there, weekend price action. But that's also the problem, because Elliott Waves is very much related to trading psychology and buying and selling. And in the weekend, many people are buying and selling. So I want to know the waves in the weekend as well. Step 7, Lambo, yacht, etc. only work 30 minutes a day. Yeah, I mean, if you only work 30 minutes a day, I don't know. I would feel very bored. That's why I can't work 30 minutes a day. I like to be active, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention our trades. I did, sorry, but Mark Douglas course helped me a lot on the psychology. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. Let me tell you something. So first of all, of course, I have the book. Okay. So, of course, you're allowed to mention other traders. I mean, he's a legend in the industry. So, Mark Douglas, right? Trading in the Zone. That's his book. I do not recommend it. I think the book of Mark Douglas, as legendary as his name is in the industry, is not even close to the quality of this book, The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. In my opinion, right, this is personal preference, but in my opinion, this book is so much better, not even close to Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone teaches you what you should do. I know what I should do. I shouldn't revenge trade. I shouldn't close early. I shouldn't go to lower time frames and not stick to my plan. I know. But does it help me to know? No. What Jared does in the book, now I do not know the dude, right? I don't even have an affiliate link in the comment section. Maybe I have to do that one day. But what he does is providing you with a system for solving problems with your trading psychology. So what I have done is get my notebook out and work on the system. I read the book twice, right? I have my little things in, as you can see, and I've been working on it, right? Working on my trading psychology. There's a couple of models that you put in, that's a system. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you are working on your trading psychology step by step. And it really helps you to know, hey, why is this happening? But also, before I make the mistake, before I am into the shit, what happens before that? What are the small little things that lead to me getting in cuck, right? So for me, as legendary as Mr. Douglas is, and as much respect as I have for him as a person and as a trader, his book, talking about the book because I don't know the course, his book does not come even close to the quality you get from the book of Jared Tendler. In my opinion, there's no other psychology trading book that comes close to what you get there. It has helped me so much more. While in Trading in the Zone, it's just general stuff. It doesn't do this, do that, but there's no plan. I like that structure. So I can definitely recommend The Mental Game of Trading. Of course, Trading in the Zone, it's a fun book. It might help you with some things, right? But it doesn't give you a system, or it doesn't show you how you can work around your problems, which the other book does, which is a big difference. So I'm definitely on the Jared side. So if price moves up, Gabriel, the first one is the weekly naked point of control. We gaan dit jaar het EK winnen volgens Elliott Wave analysis op de resultaten van het voetbalteam. Exactly. We're going to win the European Championships based on the Elliott Wave analysis on the soccer team. I'm still bitter about the 2010 World Cup, Netherlands versus Spain. Oh boy. Yeah, and then the World Cup after that, we beat Spain with 5-2 or something. Like, holy moly. You what? Short question, depends on your plan, depends on your strategy and your probabilities. Welcome, Anim. 44.2 retest incoming. Yeah, maybe. We're not close to it at the moment, right? We need to see local weakness and a bit of a range. Buenos dias, desde España, gracias. What's up, Broncos? Welcome. What's up, BC? Learning Elliott Wave from you a lot. Pleasure, Archie. Pleasure. Happy to hear that. During the content, it's not just providing updates. I also enjoy to, of course, teach people a thing or two if I can. That channel make ABC up likely. Yeah, it's a nice channel, eh? But log is usually for primary. Yeah, like the daily for me is always a mix. I either go log or linear. It very much depends on the fibs and the channel in this case. While if I go to the weekly, I'll always go to log. But on the daily, it's a bit of a mix for me. My pre-trading routine is to prepare a bourbon, because I know it mostly punches on them. Oh. Prepare a bourbon. Oh, that works as well. Make yourself scared. Breakfast of Champions. Thanks for the answer. That's super useful. We'll definitely try the PowerPoint idea myself. Yeah, pleasure, man. Pleasure. It's a great book. Also helped me a lot. Absolutely. Never heard of the mental, but I'll give it a read. The systematic approach sounds really nice. I've always had trouble with trading psychology, so this might be a really good step. Look, I can vouch for it. It's for me, it's a great, and I like the comment of John. Not all great traders are also good authors and teachers. Now, let me tell you, Jared is not a trader. He doesn't trade. He's a psychologist. And he has over 20 years, I believe, of experience in this particular field, where he has worked with top athletes, poker players, Team Liquid, actually, esports wise, like big boys in sport. And he has written, I think, 2 books, The Mental Game of Poker, and then this is the newest, Mental Game of Trading, which he published after a lot of research and chatting with people in the industry. And yeah, I don't know, in my opinion, it's so much better than Mark Douglas's book. So I like reading the book. It's a fun book. But if you want to work on your trading psychology, this is way more effective. If you want to actively improve your psychology. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Maybe a Band-Aid. Not sure if he still is, but he was at least, yeah. Hitting 50k by the end of the week. Can't see it breaking it straight away, though. And the weekend, of course, we're already, what day is it now? Thursday? So, yeah, that would be quite a push. Weekend coming up, ranging price action. How is this point for a short? Depends on your plan and your strategy. So if you see what you want to see for a short position, and you have the data and the statistics of your plan, there's no reason not to short if you think it is a valid argument, right? If your statistics and data say that your strategy is long-term profitable, the moment all of the boxes are ticked, you should take the setup. And if that's not the case, then don't. And of course, if you don't have a plan or a strategy, step one would be to build a plan or a strategy before even trading, because it's very difficult to be long-time profitable if you do not have a plan or strat. You might get excited or sad by winning or losing one trade, but the trick of the game is being profitable over years of time. So if you win one trade based on something, but not a solid strategy that you made based on data, it's very difficult to be long-term profitable. Christian agreed about the book. You got him yourself, Mental Game of Trading. Ayush and Nandawat. Hey sir, I am long on Bitcoin. Congratulations. I am new to your stream. Welcome. Should I hold or sell and short now? This depends on your plan. So as you are long on Bitcoin, what's your target? What are your TP areas? Where was your entry? What was your reason for your entry? Where's your stop loss? Is your stop loss break even? Is it in profit? So it depends on your plan. So I'll have to look him up. Random cool fact of the day. Yeah, Jared Tendler, check him out. Can you suggest some books other than those two? Yes. Oh, I always love this question. I don't have essentialism with me because my brother has it at the moment, but one of the greatest books I've read as well is Essentialism. It's about focusing on one thing. Okay, not in order of importance or, preference. But, okay, I can do it like this, right? Can you see this? Or, just do this. Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. Edwin Lefebvre. Fun book, mainly teaches you about risk management and the career of one of the best traders in the world and also how he blew it, which is therefore risk management. Market Wizards, this is the new Market Wizards, Jack D. Swager, right? Unknown Market Wizards, same author. The first one, Market Wizards, great book, top traders, right? The Market Wizards series are interviews with some of the top traders in the world. And you can just learn a lot of from their stories, and you will at least feel like it is no problem to not be profitable after a few years, right? It's okay. You can be a fundamental trader. You can be a technical. You can be a combo. Doesn't matter, right? And it's very nice to read about the stories of someone like others. Then we have Tom Hougaard, Best Loser Wins. Great book. First half is a little bit better than the second half, I suppose, because the second half can be a bit repetitive. If you want to see the content of the book, he also has an online video series where he gives a presentation. Just look for his name and you will just the name, and you will find it on YouTube, where all the important content of the book is covered in the videos. But if you want to support the author, which I recommend, it would be nice to buy the book. Then you have Elliott Wave Principle. Right, Frost and Prechter, makes sense. Elliott Waves, and then business books. The Millionaire Fast Lane, which someone else has as well at the moment, so I don't have it at home. But the Millionaire Fast Lane, written by MJ DeMarco. Another book. This is my favorite business author. Another book by MJ DeMarco called Unscripted. I think this, in my opinion, is his best book. Also the most complete. It's a nice thick book as well, where he also provides you with a bit of a system on entrepreneurship. He is very direct, very cutthroat. Love the guy, and his latest book is this one, MJ DeMarco, Unscripted, The Great Rat Race Escape from Wage Slavery to Wealth, right? How to Start a Business. And this is a combination of a business book together with a little bit of storytelling of a family, which is the Trotmans. And the Trotmans are in the rat race, and they eventually build themselves a company, and you follow along. While in this book, the author also provides you with, so MJ DeMarco, with different strategies and principles that are important in entrepreneurship. So it's a combination of a story with business. Yeah, so these are some of the books that I recommend. And business, so trading psychology wise, Trading in the Zone, by far best book. Inspirational wise, Market Wizards. Business wise, Unscripted, MJ DeMarco. How do you build a plan from scratch? Can you give an example of a plan? Yes. Step 1. There we go again, right? So this is important, right? So how do you build a plan from scratch? Wait. Okay, here we go. It's 6. It is 4:10 in my time zone, so I don't have too much time anymore, everyone, because I have to go to Rotterdam to speak at the University of Rotterdam today. Let me quickly open my statistics and actually show you what I mean. So it hopefully helps you with a little bit of insight, right? 1 second, I'm prepping. Nice. Okay, do this, do that. Okay, ready, set. Okay. So I'll do it short because I went over this earlier. How do you build a plan from scratch? Step 1, try as many free tools as you can. Try the different trading view tools, try the indicators, try free stuff. Step 2, find your favorite tools. Build statistics on your tools. Building statistics on the tools is this. Different tools that you use, find your favorites and build statistics, or just build on all of them. But I have built statistics on my target boxes, on some high time frame levels, not too many. I have many different sheets, so I usually show this one here. Previous week, volume levels, Fibonacci, speed, Venn, VWAP in combination with some other stuff, right? A lot about CVD, no? A lot about CVD, statistics here, so lots of stuff going on. So build statistics, more on the CVD, and you get the idea, right? So build statistics, step 2, on individual tools, right? Step 3 is combining your favorite tools and building more statistics. And then you're going to combine your favorite tools and you're going to track some other stuff, which then relates to what you see here. Now, of course, this is already, I already have a personal developed trading strategy, which is very advanced, right? I'm not in the beginning stages anymore. I went through all the steps already. But your step 3 is combine the tools, track more statistics. Step 4 is add something and remove something, tweaking. And that's the reason, because once you have a strategy that works, you are going to do step 4 continuously, pretty much. So you constantly tweak and adjust. So I've been trading my strategy November to July, and this is where I started tweaking. But every time you tweak, you need to collect new data. You can't use the old data anymore, right? So you need to collect new data. But step 4 is tweak and adjust. Add something, remove something, right? Add a tool, remove a tool, see what it does with the statistics. In my case, I like to track some stuff, no? So you can see it on the chart. You can stop the stream if you want to, but you know what I mean. Step 5 is start trading your combination, your strategy with a low amount of money and work on your trading psychology. And then step 6 is increase the budget of your portfolio slowly so you get used to bigger losses, because getting used to bigger winners is easy. These are the 6 steps that you follow. Once you get a strategy that is up and running and it works, you will continuously be around step 4 to tweak and adjust and improve it even more. My strategy works. I have the data. I have so much data. I know it works. And not only I know it works. Everyone in Diamond knows it works because they are using it for five months now, since October. So they are using it for 5 months. They are tracking their own statistics. In Diamond, we have a statistics channel. Where is it? Statistics channel, where people share statistics, right? And also one of those people is Jarvis, and I always like his sheet as well. He has been tracking stats of my strategy since November. So all of the and he trades on Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin. I tend to still only trade Bitcoin. I'm actually looking into Fab and ETH and Sol. But all the stuff, and he has updated and shared even a bit more now. But yeah, he tracks his statistics, which is nice. His Bitcoin stuff only, right? His Ethereum stuff, his Solana stuff, and that's good. So it's not just me tracking statistics anymore about my strategy. It's now other people also tracking statistics about my strategy, finding the same results, which only increases the it only helps the strategy even more, because they not only do they track only wins and losses, but also what happens here, what happens here. So now we are like multiple brains. At the same time, we are building statistics, and then we're like, hey, I found this thing, and it might improve the strategy, and then we check it, and then we win rate, and yeah. So yeah, I know, Lucas, but it isn't easy because of time. So it's difficult. So yeah. It's the same as what A said. A was also like, it's not easy to trade many different stuff if he has a full-time job. In my case, I have my business and my speaking, and it's not easy to trade on 3 and do the analysis on 3 or the short, like finding the setups. I just have to get in a routine. It's just excuses. I always only traded Bitcoin, so probably that's also a reason why I have less, I don't know, motivation maybe, even though I know profit-wise it would be very good. But it's like, not that I need more profit, but it's nice to have if I can do it outside the other stuff I do, I suppose. I got to be quick because I got to move in very quick, at least. Agreed about book. If everyone see whatever he wants to see with his own strategy, why are you making this live video? You got to teach us. I don't really know what you mean, but I have taught a lot during this live stream, including how to build a strategy. And everyone can build their own strategy. And if you want to know mine, then the Diamond membership is the place for you, no? Because that is where I teach it in detail. Thanks, Mark, for the motivation. What's a good book for building a plan? I don't have a book for building a plan example from scratch. If you don't know where to start or whatever, then Diamond is the best place to be. And it sounds very salesy, which I don't like because I'm not that type of person. But in Diamond, we help people to create their own plan or strategy. I have a one-pager for it. I have made videos about it. And that is why we also have the strategy R&D channel. This one over here, second channel in the list. Strategy, R&D, right? Research and development. That is where building strategies come in. That is where people work on their stuff. And then the Excel sheet, I saw another question somewhere else, but those Excel sheets, they're all in Diamond. They're all accessible. They're all cleaned up and nicely made so people can track statistics. So it's all stuff is there. Atomic Habits recommended. Yeah, I need to read that one. What's up, Raphael? Valid response. Cheers. This live stream turned out gold. So much. Thanks, Dev. Do you have any video of you speaking at these universities? You can Google my name on YouTube and you'll find some presentations that I think there's one online in Paris and I've done one in America. I think there's also one at a university in Twente or something. So you'll find some. I'm a global keynote speaker for the ones that do not know, and I speak around the world around topics related to gaming and esports for usually business audiences or parents with gaming children. So just look for my name, Koen Schobbers, and then you'll find it. This is the website of my global speaking agent, Chartwell. Quicker. Yeah, I don't have TA books actually, only Elliott Waves. In case you don't know how to take indicator and test it. Yeah, I mean, you just I don't have the time now, but just take any indicator, right? Or just fibs. You pull a fib from the high to the low, right? And you toggle on all of your fibs. And the only thing that you are gonna do, right, depending on the pull that you do, is price bouncing or reacting at the 236, 302, 05, gold poker 78, and then you're just like yes or no. Second option can be how much percentage did it bounce, right? Third option can be if I did go long at the 382 and I put my stop at the 05, would I have been stopped out? Yes or no, right? So this is how you build statistics. So you write a statement, and behind the statement you have then, yes, no, total. You record your stats. This is in Diamond, the sheet, and everything I've been through is in Diamond. Kun is a master in punctuality schedules. Yeah, I have to. Comment. Some would be way smarter. When do you think I should open a short on Bitcoin? When your plan comes to fruition and all of your entry requirements are hit. That is when you should take a short. Thijs Berg. Hey Thijs, welcome back. Wait, so Thijs was silver, but you're back in silver, so you're like renewed. I gotta give you the role. Welcome back, Thijs. What's up? Thijs, by the way, is an entrepreneur himself as well. He has a company in, I believe, branding and marketing. Only the win rate is too little for the common win rate, and risk to reward ratio is key. Absolutely. Thanks, product of me. Koen Schobbers, yes. Koen, forget about. Yeah, okay, no. I have to go to Rotterdam. Thijs, welcome back. Cheers, everyone. I gotta move. Welcome, Thijs. I'll get you back in. Thanks for the renewal. Welcome again. Vandaar. Ik twijfel al van, moet ik je nou een bericht sturen of niet? Maar ik denk, nee, je ziet het toch wel, weet je. Dus cheers. Welcome back, Thijs. Okay, everyone, I gotta go. I gotta be traveling to Rotterdam because I have to speak for students at the University of Rotterdam from like 5 till 6. So I have to go there. I will be back. There will be an update tonight. But it might be a little bit later because I have to go from Rotterdam back to Gouda and then make the video, do my analysis wherever price is. And as price is pushing towards the weekly naked point of control. You know the resistance areas, you know what we're looking for. You've seen the analysis part, so make sure to check that out if you haven't, right? And for everyone in gold, tonight is a live stream, feedback Q&A. Make sure you're there, right? If you have any questions, put it in the feedback and Q&A channel in Discord. So thanks for being here. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.